It destroys everything.
Businesses are ruined and mop-up operations are underway in areas where there's been some respite from the flooding.
This is the first time it has been this bad. It happened once in 1990, although there was very little water compared to this. It's awful. We put water protection on the doors, but nothing helped. Everything was ripped apart by the water. It was terrible.
In the town of Mržica, near the Austrian border, with entire areas submerged, police are having to ferry people to safety. Meanwhile, the army remains on standby for deployment as the situation gets worse. Slovenia's Environment Agency has issued a warning for yet more flooding. Michael Apple, Al Jazeera.
Japan has marked the 78th anniversary of the US atomic bombing of Hiroshima. A moment of silence was observed to remember 140,000 civilians who were killed in 1945. The bomb destroyed 70% of Hiroshima. Another nuclear bomb was dropped days later on Nagasaki. The ceremony ended with a peace declaration delivered by the mayor of Hiroshima.
I would like to ask nuclear deterrent advocates, are you going to take responsibility for the innocent Ukrainian civilians who are dying at this very moment? Ukraine is not being invaded because it abandoned nuclear weapons. Russia has weapons, and that is why it cannot stop the invasion.
Pope Francis has concluded his 5-day visit to Portugal with a large outdoor mass. At least 1.5 million people turned out to watch the head of the Roman Catholic Church in Lisbon. Pope Francis' trip was part of World Youth Day. It's a gathering of Catholics from around the world held every 3 years. Many camped overnight to listen to the pontiff. Elon Musk says his proposed cage fight with Meta chief Mark Zuckerberg will be live-streamed on his social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter. Musk made the comments in a social media post on Sunday. He added that all the proceeds would go to a charity for veterans. Facebook's parent company, Meta, has yet to respond. Gareth A. Davis is a journalist covering boxing and mixed martial arts for the Telegraph newspaper in the UK, and he thinks the fight will happen.
A lot of influencers, social influencers, are being accused of hijacking combat sports at the moment because it does generate big numbers. I like the charity element they're talking about. I think there is an element here of seeing a business opportunity, and I think they may well exploit it. I think it will happen. I think the more they talk about it, the more they talk about carrying the weights into the office, and the more we see Zuckerberg training with jiu-jitsu guys who are very famous in the UFC and in mixed martial arts, and the more they tease each other about this big event, I think it will happen. It's an enormous thing if these two guys actually do it. Musk is a much bigger man, by the way, and he's 13 years older, but I think he's about 6 inches taller and a couple of stone heavier. But if these guys do it, I think it will generate enormous numbers. But I'm going to go for the smaller, younger man, Zuckerberg, to get a submission on the ground, to get Musk down, choke him out, get him to tap, and walk away with the winnings.
Weather's next. Then Inside Story is going to look at what's next for Pakistan after former Prime Minister Imran Khan was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Of course, you can get lots more information on the website, aljazeera.com. I'm Rob Matheson. Stay with Al Jazeera.
Hello, hot and dry sums it up as usual across the Middle East. But if you just take a look around the UAE, we've got a little bit of cloud here. We've seen some stormy weather recently in and around Dubai. Lifted dust and sand, some violent storms for some, and that caused a little bit of disruption for a time. Localised flooding in 1 or 2 spots as well. 1 or 2 showers there into Iran as well, just pushing up towards the Caspian. For the most part, it is dry, hot and sunny as per usual. The dusty weather brisk winds should ease away across southern parts of the peninsula as we go on through Tuesday, but just picking up a bit of a shamal by that stage. Further north, there we go with that hot sunshine up towards that eastern side of the Mediterranean. Hot sunshine continuing into Cairo, not quite as hot as it has been just around the northwest of Africa. Plenty of showers there across central Africa. Good spread of showers here just around Chad, pushing across into southern parts of Mali. Niger seeing some wetter weather. You can see they've gone a little bit further north than we might often see at this particular time of year. So some lively downpours to come. Not too many downpours across southern parts of Africa. A few showers around the eastern side of the continent. Cool enough and turning cooler for Cape Town through Tuesday and Wednesday.